In part 4, we're going to be looking at, on your worksheet, problem number 3, B, and then giving you clues to do the back of the page. So let's look in detail at problem number 3B. It looks like we have a rectangle on the bottom with a triangle on the top. And again, we are asked to find the perimeter. Okay, let's go ahead and write 20 centimeters on this side, and that would be from the top to the bottom. Over here on this side, let's make this 10 centimeters and put a hash mark here. That would mean that's also 10 centimeters. So the only mystery side, if I'm putting a fence, is that one, because what we're doing in essence is we are building a fence. So we've got this side covered. The perimeter for that side, the piece of that side, is 20, plus this piece here, which is 10, plus this piece here. And how do I know how long that is? Well, I look at this hash mark. Those are equal. That's 10. Now, the mystery piece I need to find in order to enclose this shape is this piece here. Now, there are no clues. That cannot be the same size as this 10 on the bottom. It's got to be longer because it's slanted. The only thing I know there is this is on right, what I see right here is a right triangle. If I go ahead and draw this in, I've got a right triangle. Now, do I know what the bottom of this right triangle is? I do, because it would be 10, the same size as that. Do I know how tall this piece is? Well, I know that it's part of this 20. Okay. If I know that this piece over here is 10, then I can assume this piece right here is 10 as well. So if this is 10 and this is 10, what I'm looking at over here is I'm looking at a red piece, and I have this green piece together. Green piece. So what I'm looking at is this piece and this piece together. I know from that picture are 20. So if this green part is, like it says here, 10, then how much more do I need to get to the top there to make this 20? That must be 10 as well. So I'm looking at this piece being 10. Now, can I figure out the slanted side? I can, because I know the Pythagorean theorem to figure out that hypotenuse. So what I'm going to do is draw this right triangle that I have, this red one. I'm going to draw that out here. If this is 10 and this is 10, again, it doesn't appear, but you can't go by appearances in pictures. So a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 10 squared plus 10 squared will give me c squared. What that means is 100 plus 100 equals c squared. 200 equals c squared. Last step with Pythagorean theorem is to now take the square root of that 200. And when you take the square root of that 200, you get 14.1. Now, I did all that to figure out this slanted piece. Let's go back to our picture. 14.1 is the mystery piece on here. That's the last piece I need to figure out the perimeter. When you add all of that together, let's highlight this to separate it. And I'm going to add all that together. I get 20 plus 10 plus 10, that's 40, plus 14, that's 54. 54.1 centimeters is my answer. Now let's move on and give you some clues as to how to solve the problems on the back. Problem 4. What you're going to need to do for problem 4 that looks like this. What you're going to need to do for this problem is to figure out the area of this large rectangle. So the rectangle will be length times width. Length times width. And then you're going to take a chunk out. Now what shape is that chunk that you're taking out? Let's highlight this. Well, there's a clue in the problem. The clue says that the cutout shape is a quarter of a circle. So we need the formula for the area of a circle. Formula for the area of a circle is pi r squared. Now, how do we know the radius of this circle? Well, this line right here going halfway across would be the circle. So if the bottom down here is 20, it looks like your radius would probably be 10. So 10 would be what you need for your radius of your circle. Now when you get that, you're going to find the area of a complete circle. You don't want that. You want to then divide that by 4. Because we are taking out 1/4 of a circle. So now you've figured out your area of your rectangle, and you want to subtract from that the 1/4 of a circle, or the piece that you found from the circle, 1/4 of a circle, and that will give you your answer to part number 4. Number 5, they want the perimeter and the area. For the perimeter, you're going to need to do this problem just like we did the problem on the front, where you have to figure out the hypotenuse. So the perimeter, you need to do just like we did the problem on the front of the page. Area. For area, you're going to need to figure out the area of this rectangle here, and then figure out the area of this triangle, and this time add them together.